That's why that radiator needs to be re-cored. It's terrible. Right, hi everyone. This is a video that may not reach the light of day because it's doomed to failure. But actually I've got nothing left to lose, so we might as well have a go. I bought this aluminium radiator for the car thinking that I could adapt it to fit. My idea was to put a right angle bend on here and adapt the existing pipework, but there's absolutely no way it fits in. Physically it's the right kind of size, but all the pipe work is in the wrong place. I have already threaded the internally threaded the two bosses for the auto transcooler to allow the banjo fittings to work. So basically I've done my money on this now. It was 130 quid. I can't take it back. It's already starting to get a bit battered. I only want it as a spare because my intention is to get the proper radiator re-cored, but that could take a while, so I want to be able to run the car still with something in it. So this is one of those ideas that may work or may not. The adaptation it needs this boss here moving to here, and it needs this deleting, and ideally it needs a pressure cap putting into it. And I thought to myself, well, I own a TIG welder that welds aluminium. What better way of learning to weld aluminium than to weld some aluminium? So my plan is to delete that and to move that to there, and then weld that up. What we'll probably do is start with the easy bit first. Well, this is painful to watch. I'm attacking it like it's a piece of wood. Now, I really don't know what I'm doing here. I've got no idea of my settings, and I'm even welding it without having the argon turned on. I'll spot that in a second. It's not cleaning properly, so we need the cleaning up a bit. That was better. That was giving a weld pull then. I've dipped that tungsten, so this is the other thing. If you dip your tungsten, you clean it. Now going back to my ham-fisted attempts again, I've really got no idea what I'm doing. Fortunately, I do learn quite a lot. And by the time I've finished this radiator off camera, it's a lot better than what I'm doing at the moment. This is where I'm trying to weld the piece that I took out in place. In retrospect, this was a totally stupid idea. I eventually just put a plate right over the top of the whole thing. I'm burning out tungstens left, right and centre. I'm producing tons and tons of soot and smoke. I got no idea what I'm doing, and in a minute I'm going to actually realise that I've run out of argon and there's absolutely no shielding gas. If you look at the amount of smoke that's coming off of this, it's absolutely excruciating to watch. I'll spot it in a sec. You can even see the soot that's on the end of the torch tip there. It's really quite painful to watch. Off camera I do get, once I've got some more argon, a lot better. Much better than this. It's alright, I'll give up soon. No amount of grinding's going to make it any better. Give up. See, I've done another tungsten, I'm about to grind another tungsten. No, seriously, give up. Right, over the weekend we've done a bit of painting, so it's time to see what it looks like. What basically I did was to paint all the way down the side of the sills. So where I'd done repair work, so where I'd repaired the end of the sills there, this has now all been painted, and the sills before were black down the bottom, so it's all been sort of tidied up and filled and painted just to make it look a bit better. Trouble is, you do anything like this and it makes the rest of the car look worse. I've also done the door surrounds there, so let's get it all unmasked and have a look at what it looks like. Okay, so we've got a bit of 2 steps forward, 1 step back. We've had some kind of a reaction here. This was covered with plastic, but that's where I've sort of left things on top of the bonnet, and it's caused this paint to blister and bubble underneath. I mean, it's in shocking state anyway. That's just forcing me to repaint the bloody bonnet now. This black is looking excellent, as is this side of the tailgate where I did it. There's the other side over there where it's not done yet. So sort of you've got before and after. And the really annoying thing is I've just peeled off the tape and it peeled the lacquer off there and there. So it's all got to be redone. Certainly as far as the lacquer goes, because the lacquer's damaged there now. So that's good. Excellent. Yeah, so I'm going to have to sand the edges of that down and re-lacquer it. Brilliant. That's just going to make me paint the bonnet, isn't it? So I've got a bit of lacquer to do it with. On to the content of today's video. So one of the things I've got to do is get this radiator re-cored. So I've been doing a bit of a side project. And as you will have seen from the previous bits of this video, this aluminium radiator, which is meant for a Land Rover, I've done some work to. So I've TIG welded, this hose outlet was here originally. I've TIG welded that shut with a plate of aluminium over the top. I've TIG welded the overflow pipe shut, and I've welded this pressure cap on, and I've welded that outlet round the side. I've also threaded those, that's for an inbuilt automatic transmission cooler. I've threaded those so that the banjo bolts on this cooler can go in. So the game now is, let's see if we can pop that in and make the car happy with it, and then we can send the old radiator off to be re-cored. Okay, so that's why that radiator needs to be re-cored. It's terrible. This rad is slightly smaller in width, but its locating pins are the right width, so it fits. And it's a triple core, so it should be okay for cooling purposes. The other one's only a double core. Of course, we don't even know if these are going to seal. They're meant to be external threads. I've put an internal thread in them. See, they're meant to have external unions on them, and because they're banjos on the car, I've threaded the inside of those. Now obviously we can't have it flapping around like that, so I made up these, and these are brackets that sit around the tanks, at least that's the theory. The idea is they sit around the tanks like that, and then the rubber, which holds it in, continues to hold it in. Whoa, big trans leak. I don't know what it is about this car, but it's got an addiction with leaving puddles of transmission fluid everywhere. Well, that's up to temperature. Let's see if anything bursts its banks. Next step is drop it down off its stand and yeah, give it a try. And in the meantime, I'll make inquiries about getting that other one recored. But this should keep us on the road. I'm going to call that a bit of a result. So yeah, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, share. I'll see you in the next one.